Is Simeon Woods Richardson destined for the Minnesota Twins bullpen? Let us know what you think in the comments. This is going to be an interesting question for Simeon Woods Richardson that he's going to be facing until he can really establish himself as a starter. Over the last couple of years, he's been kind of up and down between St. Paul and Minneapolis. He's struggled with health a little bit. In 2024, he really ran out of gas. But I will say in 2025, he really finished the season strong. In particular, over his last 5 starts, he finished with a 2.33 ERA, a .81 whip, and a strikeout minus walk rate around 25%. Now, that still brought his season numbers to an ERA right around 4 across 111 innings and a strikeout minus walk rate closer to 18%. So realistically, that's probably where we would see Simeon Woods Richardson. I don't think he can keep up that stretch he had over the last 5 games, but of note, before those last 5 games, he had been working with and introduced a splitter to his arsenal. So maybe it remains to be seen that he can take that next step and maybe not be a top level starter, but really establish himself as a mid-rotation arm. However, through 3 spring training appearances, he has really struggled, including in today's matchup against the Tampa Bay Rays. It was his second start, 3rd overall appearance. His first appearance was a relief appearance. And so far, he's gone 2 innings, and today he went 3. But particularly the first inning was rough, where he gave up 5 earned runs. And overall, his line ended up being 3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, and 3 strikeouts. And that's coming off a start where he only threw 2 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, and earned 1 strikeout. Now, one thing that is encouraging is that he's only walked 1 batter so far in spring training. So the command and the control is there, but is the pitch effectiveness here? And manager Derek Shelton had something to say after his start today.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he gave up, he gave up 5 runs in like 18 pitches, which you really don't see. And, ground ball to start off the game, and ball down the line, ball down the opposite field line, ball in the gap. I mean, there wasn't a ton of hard contact. I mean, he wasn't overly sharp, but it's definitely not what the line was. I mean, the hardest ball hit in that inning was the one-hop ground ball to Brooks. Other than that, it was not a lot of hard contact. It was just hard contact or contact that landed.
So you heard Shelton there. He acknowledged that a lot of the contact that was made today was not particularly hard. It was just contact that ended up falling into gaps, and ultimately that a hitter is going to take that. But he also pointed out that he wasn't particularly sharp today. Now, for better or for worse, and in this case for better when it comes in terms of... Now, luckily for Simeon Woods Richardson, he is out of options, so he's basically guaranteed to make the team. It's just a matter of what role will he be in. And I think he's going to be a starter. I think he's young enough. The Twins want to see if he can build off of what happened last September and really establish himself as that mid-rotation, even a solid back of rotation type of arm. And I think it's just too early to pull the plug on him as a starter. He has shown upside in his time with the Twins. He's also shown a little bit of downside. But again, in 2024, he was actually at one point one of the better pitchers in the rotation. And like I said, that was kind of his first big cup of coffee with the Twins. And he really just ran out of gas by season's end. And then last year, he finished the season strong, whereas he kind of struggled in between and throughout the season. And so really this year is going to be crucial for him to establish himself as a starter. He's going to make the roster out of spring training. There's no question about that. I think the Twins are basically going to lock him in, especially they've lost Pablo Lopez. David Festa is not going to be ready for opening day. So of the 5-ish guys that are kind of battling for 3 rotation spots, he is definitely somebody that is going to be penciled in as probably the 4th or 5th starter, given how fantastic Mick Abel has been. And so he's going to get the opportunity, but will he take advantage of that opportunity? That's the big question for Simeon Woods Richardson in 2026. Can that splitter unlock what needs to be done for him to establish himself as a mid-rotation starter? Let us know what you think.